We're going to find out where we're going to play right now in the Veto stage and see what we get to. Okay, no more Villa. Border's gone, so no repeat of that. It's going to be Bank. Quite interesting. So a Bank, actually, in recent performance for Team 1 hasn't been great. They did lose 7-5 against TSM on Bank, again, in the group stages of Valencia. So that's something to keep in mind here watching Team 1 play on this map. Whereas, I mean, this is obviously one of those maps that is kind of, I guess, in the roots of Latin America. If you look further back, it's a map that has always been, I think, a popular one for the region. However, it's not as popular as it once was.
It's the 4th most popular because it goes Clubhouse, Cafe, Border, Bank. I want to say, what do you think of this matchup? Team 1 is your favorite, 53 to 37%. And if you do math, that means that 10% of you think it's going to be a draw. I could actually see a draw between these teams.
I could, absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
we've seen some pretty close matches so far today, and I think this is definitely one of the ones that is going to be close. I mean, these teams are right next to each other on the standings.
Yep.
Team 1, of course, a little bit ahead because they have actually gotten a win instead of Black Dragons, who have just managed to put together 2 draws. But yeah, well, actually, no. Black Dragons have a win and a draw, and Team 1 have 2 wins. So, excuse me. But yeah, no, I could see this being a draw pretty easily. These guys all are, I'd say, kind of in the same region in terms of.
Well, they're of course the Latin America region.
The same kind of, I guess, sub-region. I don't know. They're in the same wheelhouse. They're working in the same kind of. Yep. The same country, the same region, probably even the same city for a lot of these teams. Actually, because I know a lot of
zip code.
A lot of them live in Sao Paulo, so we're gonna go ahead and, or at least the Sao Paulo's region. So
I did not mean to intentionally derail your point.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into Bank. The point I was trying to get at is these teams are very close. So yeah, a draw is well in the cards here for this match.
A storied organization in Black Dragons competing on a storied Latin America map, which is Bank. Got all the makings for an interesting one when you combined it with the upstart Team 1, who took Latin America by storm, and their first ban will be on Hibana. Unsurprising to see a hard breacher get banned out on Bank.
Okay. It's going to be one of those as Thatcher gets banned out.
Well, enjoy seeing Maverick every single round.
And enjoy the slow nature of the attacks. And on Bank, no less. So
a huge map that can require an awful lot of time to roam, clear, effectively find every single defender.
It'll be fun.
I really don't get why Latin America bans Thatcher more than any other region. Like, I actually don't understand it.
See,
like, Europe and North America just like don't ban him that much. I don't understand why Latin America just decided, hey, why don't we always ban Thatcher?
It's like that one meme with the bicycle and the stick in the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh no, heckin' Thatcher bans. But they're, I mean, like, the thing is
of course it doesn't say heckin'.
Yeah, of course. They don't swear. They're above that.
Yes.
But the way
Yes.
the way that the Thatcher ban influences the round or the match actually is it's universal. You know, it's impactful for everybody, and it's kind of the same thing as a Mira ban, I suppose. But I don't know. I feel as though it specifically impacts LATAM more than I would expect it to impact many other regions for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but LATAM have trouble getting past not having Thatcher. And I assume that at the end of this season, that will be very different. I assume at the end of this season, LATAM will be the most proficient team with playing in an absence of Thatcher because of how frequently they don't have Thatcher. But it takes time. You gotta learn. It's the hard way. There's also a lot of common misconceptions in the way that they play around the absence of Thatcher. I've noticed is they have some ways where they try to make up for not having him that aren't really necessary, I suppose, is the way I could put it. Like they're trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be, especially with some of the things they do with Maverick. Obviously, it's understandable because, yes, you want to come up with the most efficient way to deal with his absence, but I don't know. There's also some really basic stuff that's always been there that seems to be getting skipped over, like just nading the Bandit batteries or Kaid, Electric Claws, or coming on Repel, depending on what wall it is. There's always a way around batteries and mute jammers, etc. Anyway, Black Dragons are starting to take into server. It's a basement defense here, and well, there's nobody holding server, as far as I could tell. Very slow take here. Slow to get information. It's actually a rush into site here from BD. They're going to get full control of the site, and there goes the Red Hall presence from Falls, and not only full control of A, but also B. So one's in Garage, a defender in Garage, but it doesn't matter at this point as Black Dragons.
How have they not gotten a plant off yet? You've hit site control for 20 seconds.
That's a good question. Arise trying to come down from above, and wait, how is the diffuser not planted? What is going on here? Okay, here we go. Panic is starting to plant. Live cutting off rotation in the main hallway. The diffuser is denied a plant. GDN gets Skadinya, the person who denied that plant, using a shotgun. Black Dragons are all very lit up here. You can see that this is still winnable for Team 1. And oh, Redux gets one, almost a third there as he downs another. GDN, though, will get picked up. Look at the HP on Black Dragons. Rise could easily clutch this. The high rate of fire of the MPX is going to be very much a good thing for him, as each one of the players on Black Dragons will die to either 1 or 2 bullets. There's a down. On the site doorway, Rise gets one. Looking for a second, going for a lot of pre-fires. Don't know if he knows how winnable this is in the 1 versus 3. He's only going to need to find a few more targets here, and a few more shots. Being droned out, though, from his opponent. Transitions into Vault. Doesn't know that there's somebody playing behind the deep vault, and oh, what a flick! Rise, a 1 versus 2 now. This is looking winnable still, but he is now also on low HP. Only 24 HP to go. He's trying to make the push happen here from the vault. Sees the transition due to the breach. Could start sticking this, but the wall is soft, so he'll likely be pre-fired, and GDN gets the final kill. Black Dragons are rushing to site. A very delayed plan to the diffuser, but a round victory nonetheless.
That was a round that within the first 30 seconds easily should have been Black Dragons. You had site control for 40 seconds. What the hell are you doing not getting that diffuser down? It almost makes me angry. Like, you had full site control.
They wanted to go for B, for lockers, instead of just planting inside of security. And
yeah, but the Buck and 2 other members of Black Dragons had control of Vault. Like,
I don't know.
You had B. Why did you not plant? What are you doing? Like, it
was really, really weird.
Unless they were really worried that T1 had deliberately vacated the site so that they could fight back, that's the only thing I could really think of. But like, I don't know.
I give them credit for the way that they executed that rush.
I don't know, man.
It was a safe execution from the tunnel. They went straight from dirt tunnel into site, and then they had control of elevators not a few seconds later. But I agree with Parker here, and I think that this was a lot of wasted time from Black Dragons, giving opportunities to Team 1. The only reason that BD won that round is because Team 1 did not seize upon those opportunities. They were very, very slow on the uptake. If we're talking about, slow, if we're talking about who should have been doing something sooner, yeah, Black Dragons should have planted. But Team 1 really, really should have retaken their site immediately after they lost the player in Red Hall. I have no idea what happened there. T1 waited about 40 seconds before they started to try and retake site, and at that point the round was lost. I just cannot fathom the thought process going on with either of the teams through that round. It is on BD it's overly cautious, on Team 1 it's overly cautious. Anyway, let's move on. The round is done. It was a cool rush from BD, I guess. So we got some little some excitement from that, and absolutely no reaction from Team 1, which cost them the round. Now, B, it looks like a CEO take. It's harder to rush this. There's not a lot of great points to do that on, and Team 1 are just hold a lot of the default lanes. It's good use of Zofia lifeline there.
Rise is under siege at the moment.
Yep.
You can hear him just howl out as, yeah, he's getting pummeled.
Yeah, he's taking any damage.
Explosives.
So at least there's that. Just the castle barricades vote and opened up, and that's going to make it easier for it's going to be easier for the castle, or rather to be, well, yeah, the castle will be dispatched. Black Dragons on the North Repel will be able to do more damage.
So you want to use your Zofia for, right? You likely have GDN get pushed up to the windows as well, the CEO windows rather, so that you can toss out those track stingers. There's going to be ADSs on the board, so they'll get caught if Radok throws them, or if rather GDN throws them.
Oh no, how's this not been droned out? But at the same time, Redux only lands 1 shot. And GDN gets punished.
Unfortunate timing on his end.
Is that main lobby presence? Luke must have been on North Repel that he got that kill. That's what I would expect.
Not entirely sure.
I'd expect, a peek from the main lobby onto the North Repel, and PZD is trying to get that refrag, but it's not an easy angle here from the main lobby Repel.
Yeah, I really feel for PZD on that one. That zipline Repel really does get in your way quite a bit.
Yeah, because when you get close to the edge, it just prevents you from seeing anything. The Repel gets right in front of you. Some good damage being inflicted onto Reduct downstairs, and he'll just run away.
Panico still just able to get the wall open. Rise has not been shaken off of his position by the CEO desk. Things happening as you'd expect them to right here. You open up the walls, you get control of the windows, you keep rolling from there. As the attackers, you need to be able to push on in, usually at the aid of some smoke, but the only smoke that you got on Black Dragons is now gone as Skadinia is found, or rather Skadinia finds one, and GDN had died earlier on. So you've got the ACOG at Team 1 off the board, and, well, this is great.
Oh.
So, yeah. We'll hopefully just be able to rely on what we see.
Panico's in a really precarious position here, as he can easily be dispatched by a single blast. That's why he's backing up.
He's got the diffuser as well. He's going to need to start planting, and he might have some coverage, but he's very wary of the mute that's playing inside of the wall of Janitor.
That shield is working out great in Janitor.
We've also got Luca down inside of what appeared to be main lobby, and while his is going to be a suicide mission trying to get back.
And he's gone.
PZD guns him down. We might need a rehost here for,
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's up to the spectator and the admins, I suppose, and just see what happens. Yep, it's gonna be a rehost. Okay.
I mean, that has to happen. I'm
Yep.
genuinely curious why it happens.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. I have no idea.
The third time in the last couple play days that we've...
Really?
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate one. It's a spectator bug. So.
I think it's what happens when you, at least from my perspective, the balancing team or the bug team is listening. I think it's when you drone something and it gets caught in a mute jammer and then you immediately switch off to somebody who dies.
It's the camera switch, yeah.
Yeah.
I have been told the same.
I think it's when you get the drone and the drone goes onto the mute jammer and then, of course, they go to get off the drone and then somebody dies. And then it's just, all you hear is... Something like that. I don't know. We're not mute jammers. We're human beings, so...
Can't emulate that sound.
So what happened on CEO there? Well, it was actually pretty standard. They opened up the CEO walls. They kept a body on Repel. Nobody came through main lobby as a defender. No defender came through the main lobby to try to challenge that.
There was the one kill, actually, where Luke had managed to get somebody on North Repel at the very beginning of the round. But
oh, it would have been GDN then, right at the start. Yeah, which
but
is
it
where
was...
you'd put the good luck yet.
And I got to give a little bit of credit to BD, actually, on that note, because after they lost that player on North Repel, they put somebody else on North Repel, and they continued
which was
that
PZ.
presence. Yeah, it was PZD, as you were talking about. Such an important part of that round. He ended up getting the last kill onto Lukid, and a lot of teams, when they lose their player on North Repel, they just give up on it. They're just like, whatever, we'll just push from everywhere else. You can't do that. It's such an important crossfire.
A lot of times a team will put somebody up there with frag grenades as well, possibly a Sledge or a Buck, because Finka doesn't really see much play on Bank, at least not from what we've seen as of late. So you put them up there. Usually have a gun that can work at close range, the SMG-11 or the Skeleton Key, and then you've got the frag grenades as well to flush people out. And I think I guess the cornerstone of the defense seemed to be Rise, playing on the castle, just by the CEO desk, the downturned bookshelf. He stuck it out for pretty long, man. He was there for quite a while. Like he could not be shaken off of that position.
There was also the smoke, I believe, or the mute. It was a mute who was playing inside of paper behind a shield. So he was sandwiched between a shield and a reinforcement in paper, and he lasted for a long time.
Right till the end of the round.
There would have
been the second last person to die after the Maestro coming up through main lobby. It
was Lukid, yeah, and they would have killed that player there a long time ago if not for the shield. But also very important is the plant would have gone down behind CEO desk had he not been in that position. So that's a very strong position for somebody with a shotgun to be playing. Just one blast, somebody behind the desk is dead.
Yeah, that's why I think Panico was so reluctant.
Exactly. It's exactly why he was so reluctant. He was playing very passive. He decided to back up as far as he could, exposing himself to the rest of CEO, but he knew there was no one there. So ultimately, a lot of good changes being brought out by BD in the middle of that round. The rotation of PZD back onto North Repel, the ability to work around the player inside of Paper who was denying the plant, not getting flustered and just trying to stick the plant and I'm going to go for it, but no, working as a team to pinch him and then go for your plant. And then finally taking out Lukid, who came up from the main lobby.
Yeah, everything really worked well together, and they covered all their bases.
Yes.
Or Black Dragons, or, they made it work. And that was, 2 in a row for them. And they will be up 2-0. And it looks like we got everything going. So we should be able to get into the game now. And there should be no mute jammer sounds, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
It was a full rehost, so...
Something's gone.
No way. No. What?
You've got to be kidding me.
But I can hear the other sounds, though, right? Can we get into... we got to get into the game and see how this is.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
No.
No way.
No, it's just the UI sounds, you can hear them. But yeah, all the in-game sounds seem to be muted. Oh, nope. I heard a gunshot. I'm hearing reinforcements. Okay, so it's just overlapping now. So it's not muting everything.
They restarted the whole lobby.
Yeah, they restarted. They restarted the lobby. They hosted a whole new one. The only thing they didn't do was restart the game. That's so weird. How does that carry over? There's no connection between the lobbies, right?
I don't think so. I don't even think it goes on the same server.
It makes no sense.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Well,
5 seconds left
we're
before
gonna. I
insertion.
guess
We're just gonna play the round out.
We're gonna play through it.
I think. I don't think they want to do a double
Attackers' objective is
rehost.
to
Those are
locate
never
a bomb
fun.
and defuse it.
Ultimately, it is a spectator bug, so the important thing to note here for all you guys saying esports ready is that it's not actually going to be affecting the players at the very least.
Players can't hear it at all.
Yeah, so they're going to be just playing nice and happy. And we can know that it's not influencing the match. At least there's that.
Confirmation that we're going to restart the game after this round. So
Yay.
I'm going to put in the new Rainbow Six cartridge into our game console machine TM.
Yes, and they're also going to...
They've definitely blown on the cartridge to
nice and
to
clean.
make sure there's, then you insert the cartridge into the game console machine.
They used
TM.
compressed air, actually, because they're...
That's the noise that a compressed air can make. So.
Yeah.
I figure this is like onomatopoeia of the game right now, so I figure we just have to keep rolling with the sounds at this point.
Onomatopoeia?
Yeah, it's the word that you use to describe a sound that is like indescribable, like a... If you were to just make a noise like...
I feel like I've heard that before, but I actually don't remember it at all.
Okay, you can Google it.
I'll Google it later. Onomatopoeia. I like that. That sounds nice.
You're welcome, dude.
Good word.
I feel like that's a new handle for you.
Onomatopoeia?
Yeah, you're not Kickstarter anymore.
You're
saying that one 10 times
You're
faster.
just going to change my name like that?
Identity theft is not a joke, Michael.
What? But you're the one perpetrating it. I don't understand.
It's also an office quote. Anyway,
that's why.
I
see where it is. I see what this is.
Yeah, we're in it at this point. I mean, what else are we going to do? So,
half the round, Black Dragons have cleared out the roamers. They've pushed all of the players. They know they're all in the basement. So now they're going to start working on their take. And this is a pretty standard step-by-step process. One big hurdle that they're going to have to confront is the player at the top of the server stairs. It's not an easy thing to take. Close shotgun play here is always lethal. PZD is going to try and open up an angle from above. Actually, it's going to be live to do that. The ADSs have been cleared out. That is known because of the lifeline, which means the live can now nade it.
the only issue with the way that the Buck is playing of live right now is that the Jaeger being at such a close range, you hear the grenade. And it doesn't really matter because I guess Lukid must have been disoriented from the blast that came out from Zophia's cannon. So,
I mean,
because of this, well, would you look at it? Rye's going to get real close and, oh, can't take the fight. The UMP does not do anywhere near enough damage to be able to chew through two bodies at such close range. Live will lose a bit of HP. He's down at 35 or so, give or take. You've still got Skadini here to back up the rest of the team.
Some missed opportunities there for Team 1 and a great clear from Black Dragons. Clearing out the ADSs really quickly there was the most important part of that step.
It's very swift once they manage to secure control of the top of server stairs. They just keep that ball rolling. And now you have Skadini who's going to be looking for heads. But oh, what a shot from PZD! Reduct taking out the little left of Live. Panico will go on in. Reduct taking out GDN, but he won't be able to do much else as there's PZD and GDN to burst on in. And would you believe it? It's 3-0 Black Dragons on attack, on bank, with no Hibana and no Thatcher. That usually should benefit the defense, and we are going to nuke this game from orbit and hope for the best as we are calling in an IRL Thatcher to EMP the game.
Yeah.
And hopefully
They found a spider in there.
we can rid the... A spider? That doesn't even make sense, like, thematically.
No, it's... No, you said nuke from orbit, so...
Yeah, I made a joke about, like, Thatcher EMPing. I suppose I shouldn't have mashed, like, the EMP nuclear.
Yeah, they're different
They're
things.
very different.
They're very different things. but-
Example, at a nuke you need 25 kills for, and an EMP is 15 kills.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't really play much of that game.
Other game.
Much of other game.
Other game shooter. Other shooter game.
Didn't play very much of it.
Shooter game, the game.
Shooter, the other one.
Can't.
We're very creative.
I actually don't know if we can talk about other games. I don't know if I can say.
Done it before.
Sure not. I think, yeah, we've definitely had
But it,
before.
you know, it's not that big a
Yeah.
deal. Just, but nah.
You know.
I mean, it was interesting sound bug. We're past it now.
The game is restarting.
It's actually a full restart this time. So it's not just the server.
I
It's
told you, they took out the cartridge. They the cartridge.
blue on it. Yeah.
Oh, the air gun. They put it in the game console machine.
So hopefully it's all working.
All is
now.
good. So that CCTV defense fell apart immediately. The moment that the Jaeger was taken out of server stairs, I was a little surprised that the Pulse re-engaged as quickly as he did. Number one, if
Yeah.
you're playing a Pulse on CCTV, it's almost always in one spot. It's going to be in gold. Though a lot of Latin America teams have played Pulse inside of server, which is fine if you reinforce the server hatch. Number one, you know, if it's a server hatch, what's going to get it open? A Maverick might get it open. They'll probably hear it. Or an exothermic charge. You're definitely going to hear that. Okay, cool. You've also got Jaeger playing with the shotgun on server stairs. But the moment Jaeger died, I don't know why the Pulse didn't try to go back into sight and then maybe make it into red and allow, you know, the rest of the team to play around him. Because what happened was Rise engaged, tossed a C4, got shot, and then instead of peeling back even farther, he went for the kill, which I think is probably smart because if he had retreated, he probably would have died. But at the same time, why are you using a pivotal operator like him in as aggressive a play as that? I mean, that's a huge gamble for very minimal payoff, especially when Jaeger knows there's a Buck and a Zofia there.
There's also the option of just playing behind server stack. Like if you're stuck in server stack, you're a Pulse. How much time did that Jaeger waste? Almost the entire round. There was like 30.
Did Buck have any grenades left? Did Zofia have any?
There was
utility
probably
left?
an ADS there too.
And there might have been no utility.
Yeah, to clear it out. So I mean, just play in server. Maybe waste a few more seconds, but he went for the rush. I mean, it was definitely a questionable decision. He was over-eager to get some frags and influence the round. I understand, but that is straight up the difference between being a professional and being somebody who just wants to kill people in video games. So like you've gotta kind of slow down, play the smart play. It was definitely not a good one, but it happens.
There's been a lot of mistakes here from Team 1. Number one, CCTV, very first sight. Well, what do? They don't defend it, really, at all. They had one person in sight in garage. I think that was it, and everybody else was off-site still.
There was one in Red Hall. He died. Then there was one in garage.
And that was
died. And then there was a retake, and they were all like 2 minutes behind.
Black Dragons almost threw that round away.
Yeah, that's...
Fair.
Yeah.
But now the mistake that they committed again, and we look ready to go on in, and hopefully there's no... Cross your fingers, please. Please cross your fingers.
Got him crossed.
It's gone.
I crossed my toes, too. And yes, there is no mute jammer sound, so we have won. Ladies and gentlemen.
We have won. Friends and enemies.
There's no mute, too, so we are not at risk of encountering that one again. Though there is, of course, the dreaded Zofia bug, as it's called, so it's pretty much the same thing. It's like you get hit by a Zofia, and it's at that same second if you change camera. It's the same thing.
I don't think that's around anymore.
Did they fix that one?
I think that one's gone, actually.
You know what else they fixed? I think, because I haven't seen it yet so far today.
What?
I haven't seen the reload bug today.
Yeah, it was fixed a couple days ago.
Bam. Just fix Sereno. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fixed a couple days ago. It was I think it was a server-sided patch. Big ups, by the way.
So Ubisoft for that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really, really bad bug, and I know a lot of players were calling for Pro League to be delayed because of it. And, well, they fixed it within like a few days.
It was like a day, I think.
It was like a day.
It was like a day or two, yeah.
Fixed it pretty quickly. It's good to see that.
Yeah.
And again, the mute jammer bug is one of those bugs that doesn't influence the game. Like the players don't hear that, just us. It's really important to know.
So, Here we go on round number 4, and not unsurprisingly, it's not going to be a defense downstairs, and I think
Or
it's,
upstairs.
yeah, it's going to be on the main floor, and I think that's, you know, smart.
Because they've been losing really hard. What?
I mean, they've
Just
lost
shoot it,
everywhere
dude.
they've gone. Right?
Just shoot it. Wait, what? Just shoot it.
I'm not quite sure.
It's a rush here from Black Dragons again into Archives. They're just going to make their way in, and Live again on the spear tip will get the first kill.
There they go. They're getting the plant down. That is so good.
And it's going to be Lukid to try and punch from behind, but Live is still doing work on the actual site take. Lukid with a second for himself, following Live's 2 kills, but he is upstairs and denied the diffuser plant just inside of Archives. So the attempted quicker plant is actually going to work against Black Dragons now, and Team 1 are in a much better position than they would have been. PSD, though, or PZD, pardon me, is going to start going for that plant, and he will get it down. Hugzord shuts down Falls. Still winnable here for Team 1, but it's post-plant.
Skidina is going to find PZD quite effectively in the post-plant. The Buck Alive is sitting just around the corner. I think Skidina knows this. Oh, still losing the fight. Buddy, it's so little HP. It's Lukid's for the taking. 1v1. The tense moment. He's going to stick it, but he's next to a soft wall, and Hugzord can shoot right on through. This is very big of a gamble for Lukid. Expecting the IQ to come around the door, but Hugzord's not taking the bait. He just stands stationary and allows Lukid to come to him, and it's 4 in a row for Black Dragons now. We're not slowing down, literally. That was a rush that made it all work, and Black Dragons attempted to get the plant immediately. It was good coverage from above, from Team 1 that stopped it, but still, Black Dragons course-corrected in time.
Okay, straight up, Team 1 don't have enough site presence. There's not a whole lot else to say. The way that they decided to defend that was primarily off-site presence upstairs. Got shut down later in the round.
Right.
But it did manage to do a lot of work from above, thanks to some good performance there from, I believe it was Lukid on the ally. However, it's just not enough. I also could be mistaken. It's either Lukid or Skidina, but either way, no matter how you look at it, put more players on site. The Black Dragons they've rushed your site 2 times now. Play on the site. Then late rotate upstairs using the safe avenues if they don't rush you. I mean, it's just... no world where rush strats should work twice in a row. It makes absolutely no sense. And it has. It's worked twice for Black Dragons. So I guess commendable for Black Dragons that they managed to make that happen. You got to respect them for it. At the same time, that's on Team 1's shoulders. Well, CEO this time.
Again,
no successful defenses so far.
Which is strange for Bank.
It is.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Black Dragons are looking very strong, I have to say. I believe that was a 4K from Live, if I'm not mistaken. Very good round from him. Got those entry and then locked out tellers for pretty much the whole round.
Activate jammer.
Look at the site presence again.
There's roamers, yeah, there's roamers.
Got a lot of bodies off site. The one thing with CEO is that at least you can get back relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it is hard. It's very difficult to rush this site. The fastest route in is going to be from Square or Skylight, as some people
You
like
have
to
to
call
drop the Skylight, though, or you have to rappel down. No, I mean, you could break in through trading and just bulldoze towards the...
That's what I'm saying, like trading from either trading or Skylight, either way.
Yeah.
And you run into site.
Or you could just go main lobby.
You could go main lobby, but they're going to catch you on that transition. There's no way that you make it through the whole, no man's land that is the main lobby.
I mean,
so.
realistically, they should also catch you if you're coming in through...
They should catch you
tunnel
no matter what, yeah. I mean, this is a hard... I mean, they're all kind of hard to rush.
Isn't Bank the second biggest map in the map pool still?
It's one of the biggest.
And, rushes really should not necessarily be happening on some of these sites.
Yeah, and a lot of them have been pretty long-winded rushes as well. Like we talked about that dirt tunnel one on the basement. No way that should have worked, but there was no presence in server, and then the first person in red died, then nobody I guess he didn't call out the rush because nobody came back to site for like a minute and a half. Anyway, It's not a rush this time from Black Dragons, though they do have control of Soda Hall already, just outside of stock, which is pretty quick. Or trading, as some people like to call it. Reduct is downstairs, potentially looking for some C4 kills.
He's been down here the entire time. He was sitting camped on the landing of the main stairs, and now he's making his way on over towards the staff area, but he's on drone. He doesn't know this, and it's an active drone as well. Hugzord knows and sees him clear as day.
It's a pretty easy kill if someone rotates.
Grenade gets dropped in, but there's nobody from Team 1 there. Rise takes out GDN, but, well, he runs into a Claymore, and that's all she wrote. But once again, GDN is down. Your only set of smokes from Black Dragons is gone. This makes planting on this site a little bit more of a challenge. Hugzord will catch Skadinia as the dock gets flushed out of the elevators, and still, you've got Rayduct down below. I don't know if you've still got somebody dedicated to watching him on drones. GDN is dead, so it's very possible that Black Dragons has somebody dedicated. Oh! How do you walk away from that one? Live somehow just crosses over in front of Falls, and with the Skeleton Key out, tries to take the head off the Mute, but there's a deployable shield there being his foil instead. I am as confused as you are. The C4 goes out. It's going to be explosive for explosive here now as a frag grenade gets tossed on in. Hugzord takes out Falls. Rayduct is still isolated downstairs. Panico on top of an Evil Eye will attempt the plant as Rayduct gets called on in. He's got a bunch of marks, but there's a reinforced panel there. He'll have to go through the open exothermic charge, and there's a Buck with his back turned to him. Rayduct takes out Live, but it's a 1v3 in a post plant. Yet another diffuser down for Black Dragons off the wall. Rayduct just gunning everybody down as he finds them. He'll head on back over. He's got a C4 tossed in beautifully, but there's nobody on the other side of it. He'll have to work against Hugzord playing the long angle, and the IQ is not letting him get past. It's funny that it's the IQ who does that, as he had Rayduct on surveillance downstairs for so long. All it takes is one bullet. 5 in a row for Black Dragons.
That engagement between the Buck and the Mute by Paper Door has to be the most comedic thing.
I believe the kids call it a monk-ass.
Yeah, that's how you could put it. Or a lol W if we're doing Twitch emotes.
That's another good one.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, that was just a really, really horrendous engagement. And it was very funny to watch. Now, 5 rounds in a row, as Parker just said, for Black Dragons.
Attackers
It was a
need to
very
locate
slow
and
attack
defuse
round
the
this
bomb.
time. They only started engaging in the last minute of the round, and yet they still managed to make it work. So fast or slow, BD just seemed to be winning these rounds. Team 1 have had an anchor problem. They've had a roamer problem. What else? They've had a winning engagements problem. Going to the basement. You know, I'm trying to put a lighter note on it than I think is
10 seconds to
justified, because it right now doesn't really seem
5 seconds remaining.
like Team 1 are actually showing us any kind of team play at all. And that's the way I would really put it. Like, Team 1 have a lot of really good players on the team. Like, it's a solid roster. But they're not working as a unit right now. They are working... I mean, again, the way that I feel like would just really explain it easiest is the very first round, the rush into the basement from Dirt Tunnel. The one player on site is the player in Red Hall. He dies, and then for some reason the rotate doesn't immediately come out.
I'm just very thankful that Team 1 appear to be magnets towards the site right now, as none of them really have gotten too far away from it. And I think that they need that. They cannot keep having this off-site presence, which is really doing nothing for them. It's not even necessarily that Black Dragons is hunting down the roamers effectively. They're ignoring them, which just means that your map control is worthless.
And they can do that too, because this is a really big map, and in order for the roamers to be relevant, they have to actually put themselves into danger zones. And Black Dragons are controlling those danger zones while ignoring the roamers and just pushing site.
And I mean, it's very clear that you haven't added a Jackal to the lineup for Black Dragons. They're not interested in hunting the roamers. They're interested in taking control of the site by flushing out the few anchors there are and then forcing you to recommit.
Yeah.
And right now, Team 1 have not done anywhere near a suitable enough job to recommit.
This is a total change from Black Dragons, by the way. They have adapted their strategy. Going onto the basement attack once more, they are this time actually going to clear out everything.
Yeah.
And they did do this, I think, the second time they attacked the bottom floor, if I recall. They isolated the top floors, then pushed the site. But it's just, again, this level of adaptability, you know, between what Parker was talking about and what now is being done is what part of why Black Dragons right now find themselves up 5-0. It's a very important thing to have. They can rush, or they can play standard, and it's good to be. GDN's getting a lot more damage than is necessary. There you go. He fixed it. And he'll get this drop down open in no time. There you go.
Opened up.
We also have
Easy peasy.
Team 1 incurring the most damage here. Reduct is taking a lot there. And he is actually playing inside the elevator. Does not care. Unfazed as his drop down gets opened up. I think he was spotted there. I'm not sure, but he's trying to pretend like he wasn't.
Surveying.
Very, very dangerous position to play. And he wasn't spotted there. Reduct will get Panico as he just sits patiently in the elevator.
Diffuser down as well, so
Wow.
that is...
Huge.
Yeah, you'll have to go get it. PZD's not too far off, and GDN knows that there's this angle here if he really wants to, as this hatch has been opened up. Live takes out Rise. Oh, no, GDN.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, GDN.
Just flash it and drop, my guy. 25 seconds.
Reduct is watching, and he's got this working in his favor. Oh, no, he's been droned out. He hasn't taken care of the drone, though. Live will punish Skadenia, and there's another for Live. 3 for the Bucks so far, as he only needs 2 more to collect them all.
Seconds to go.
Is the ace in the cards or not? Well, Hugzord is down. Live is control of B, and will have to do appropriate covering work. He's going to be the meat shield. There's Lukid to drop 1. He's got 2 with the M870. Have to charge on in, and well, this is going to be tough. Diffuser down yet again, tussling with the bars. Live, can he hit the shots? He's going to have to go up against the M870, a Lukid who's one shot at this point. His position isn't known. Down goes GDN. It will need to be a clutch ace. Live needs one more. No! Shut down at the last second, and Team 1 will literally be the 1 round on this half. They'll get it, despite 4 diffusers planted by Black Dragons. It won't be a flawless half.
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defenders.
What a...
Is this the start of a comeback?
Maybe. What a flick from Falls, though. Jeez. That one made me jump out of my seat. I thought it was going to be an ace there from Live. Live had an amazing first half, but not quite enough. Seriously, though, I cannot believe that Black Dragons almost had a perfect half. It was very close there. Team 1 narrowly avoided it. It was a diffuser plant in the end. And I do think that the way that the post plant was played there by BD was really poor. They decided to try and come off of the diffuser and start to maneuver around the site. There was also a lot of damage being done by the Jaeger by Red Hall. That damage probably shouldn't have been an option. The M870 shotgun on Jaeger working out for Team 1 in that round pretty heavily. But I don't know. Maybe it's the start of a comeback here for Team 1. Although I doubt it. Who knows? Maybe they're way better at attack. Maybe Black Dragons are really poor at defending on this map.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Right here, right now, I suppose. Standard setup coming out here from Black Dragons. Nothing crazy going on yet.
The Siege GG ratings, I think everybody had Team 1 winning except for, I think it was Siege GG themselves. It's almost as if they're time travelers. Sorry, I was stretching there, that's why.
Or maybe they're just like the ones with access to literally every stat.
And yet I was winning up until earlier today when that Dutchman Hap took over.
Oh, did he? Is he beating you in the run now?
Stupid, sexy Hap.
He also, I was playing with Hap a while back, and he actually got like an ace clutch as Thermite.
Been playing with him the last couple days, actually.
Yeah, he was...
He's a nice Dutchman.
We were attacking on Cafe top floor. Defense had us down to just Hap. And they just all ran into him and died. Don't frag chase, kids.
ESL's going to clip that and be like, stupid, sexy Hap. And they're going to add Hap, and he's going to love it.
They're going to put it onto the...
I don't know.
You're going to put his face onto...
They're going to do something, Flanders or...
The Flanders, that's what it was, yeah. Oh, so...
There you go, Bartosz. You got your next 10 minutes cut out for you. So if you have some fun with that one.
Skadinia's dead.
Yeah, that was a very early pick. He rushed on in and he died.
So
and
the
Panico looks like he's ready to flatten the next person who comes out of the tunnel.
Rush not working for Team 1 like it did for BD.
Not quite. It's going to be Reduct there, though, and that's a, well, for not sounding insensitive, that's Gridlock, and it's a pretty big target to hit, so you're not really going to miss her the same way you would maybe miss an Ash.
I wonder if that actually does make the hitbox larger. I never really thought
Hitboxes are all the same, but it's a visual hitbox, right?
Right, okay, yeah, so it's like your visual profile.
There's like padding, yeah. Oh well. Panico is watching the hatch above him quite intently. Electroclaw is stopping anybody from going in. Rise has lost a little bit of HP, but there you go. It's completely taken care of. This is C4 in the hands of Kaid too. He could have thrown it up, but it's a good thing he didn't because the Maverick peeled off very fast. Down goes Reduct, so nobody's going to be able to get inside a server. Meets the fate at the hands of the shotgun blast of GDN. He's now going to work double duty. He can lock down the top of servers with one of those toxic canisters, and he'll do so yet again. Live is real close, and I think the C4 just doesn't go. You got 2 bodies prone by the doorway, and if Live looks out and he doesn't look down, then he's going to lose this fight. He's going to peak head level, and this will be wrong, and he's totally fair game. Oh, no! There we go. Falls getting very close, but there's one for GDN, looking for yet another at the hatch. He's got 2 kills so far, and the Thermite is stacked up next to him. But oh, what a shot from almost a mile away. The Black Dragons back in their winning ways. It's 6-1 for Black Dragons as Team 1 struggled mightily here on Bank.
That was a rough one.
Didn't we just see Team 1 play Bank? I swear that we casted it.
Let me check. Don't recall off the top of my head.
Yeah, we did. They played Immortals, and Team 1 won it. Remember it was 4-0 Immortals?
Yeah, and Team 1 won at 7-5 overall.
Yep.
Because Immortals put themselves up 4-1 in the first half on attack.
There was a crash, or no, there was the Mute Jammer rehost.
Oh, yeah.
On Bank.
On Bank with Team 1, and fun. But, well, it doesn't. They can't come back now. I mean, it's draw or loss here for Team 1 after we just got match point for PD. That round looked pretty one-sided, though, gotta say.
Yeah, that was as one-sided as a lot of the rounds were for Black Dragons. It's been very quick.
It has.
We go from the first 2 games needing all 12 rounds to this now being a absolute slaughter.
I wonder if we're going to see it with the last match, because a lot of people forecast an absolute slaughter with Immortals versus Red Devils. But at the same time, with recent performances from Immortals, it's definitely not a sure thing in my mind.
Oh, well. You win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds to insertion.
So, final round, question mark? That's
Possibly, exclamation mark.
5 seconds left.
It was actually Luke who dropped, I think it was 20 kills?
Attackers
21 kills?
out to locate a bomb.
When we saw Bank, Immortals?
21. Oh, yeah, he came really close to...
Really damn close to breaking Rampy's record. It was either 20 or 21 kills.
Rampy's is 22, right?
It is correct. The Ramster.
The Ramster himself.
Mr. Ramster. Playing
Wow.
on Space Station Gaming. And his team didn't even win that match.
Yeah, that was the funny part, is that he got 22 on a loss. That's really
Well, I mean, it was a
unfortunate.
draw, which is
A draw, well, a loss. And
feels like the same thing.
yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, like, for example, we could point out today, actually,
If you're not first, you're last.
if when FaZe and Inst drew, they're both like second and third, right? And then Nip won, that was such a heavy loss for both FaZe and Inst. That was just a huge, huge blow to their momentum. And Nip are super happy with the results from today. And okay, there goes Rise.
Why are you standing in the middle of the doorway? Oh, and okay, well, everybody's dying. So that's 4
And there's a
kills.
plant going down.
And Falls has sight control. All right.
All right, and he's-
Oh, that's a
shot.
tasty shot. They'll trade again. It's 2v2 now. 1 minute in. We are a minute in action. Oh, the Fragmite coming out here. Leaving this broken window a PZD as his only vantage point on in.
I mean, he could clutch this, but there's so much time for these 2 attackers to work with. There's a C4 in hand, though, for PZD, so that offers him a lot of maneuverability.
Attackers have dropped the
Oh, that's a real heads-up play right there, even though the sound appears to be coming the other way. He's going to get some pings going out. He could toss the C4 and catch the gridlock. Sails over a little bit too much, sprays through the wall. Gridlock's got the super shorty in hand. That thing does an awful lot of damage. Peeking around the corner. Oh, there you go. That's the ball game. PZD and Black Dragon, 7-1. What a showing. And they're already leaving without a single GG. That's an embarrassing and tough loss for Team 1, who are out of here. They are gone.
Falls put in a GG. He contributed. But yeah, no, that embarrassing is a good word to put it, or to use to describe this match. Good way to put it, pardon me.